Okay, yes, now welcome back. I'd promised that I will do a video now to touch on my key areas that we learned all through the course duration. So we are going to cover the 11 areas I've listed here, starting from basic electrical symbols all the way to the Pulley system. Now I decided to make this video to be like a one video instead of doing sections. This reduces the amount of time that will take me to cover all this when I'm doing sections and sections. So without wasting much time, let's start. Okay, so we start with the cell, the symbol for the cell. I'm going to draw that. So I will come and click and create a space where we want to have this cell. Go to insert, then the object. I will open FX Draw. I believe we all know this procedure. I will open it and wait for it to load as it opens like that. So I'll choose to leave the grid. I will disable it or enable it, but I will leave it for guiding. I'll use that so that it can guide me. So I'll just draw an horizontal line, a small one like that. We know we are going to have a vertical line. Let me have those that line. That will be now my positive terminal. I push it up to my to that position. I duplicate, I copy and paste, but now this time round I'm going to edit this line so that I can have a half of it. So it is 10, so I'm going to have 5. The length will be 5. I say okay, I push it up using the arrow key. I'm going to use the arrow key to push this line, because if I use the cursor it may disorient the object. So I push that point. I say that's okay. Then I come and now make a horizontal line to complete that like that. So this one forms a cell. You can now disable the grid. Now we can write maybe cell. We can write cell and make it bold like that. Move it close here. Yeah, so we know that the taller vertical line is the positive and the shorter is the negative. So what do? We click on this crossing, you close it down, and you are going to have your cell here, drawn here. It automatically saves to Word. Yeah, so we go to the battery. The battery, we know it is a cell plus another cell. It forms a battery. But where we have more than so many cells, we present. We are going to present, seeing how to present that. So let me open again the system. Not this one. Okay. Down to FX Draw like that. It will open like that. My target is to draw a battery. We know a battery is a cell plus another cell. So I'm going to have let me enable the grid. Let me have the horizontal line like that one. Then a positive terminal. Let's say that height of 10 mm. In this case, each small box is 5 mm. So I will balance it like that. So I'm going to make another one, the negative. Move it close here, but now reduce the length. This length I'm saying it's going to be 5 millimeters. So when I say okay, then I balance using the arrow keys like that. Then I'm going to duplicate now this one, the symbol for the cell. I'm going to duplicate that. So let me move this one behind so that I can select these two only by clicking and dragging your mouse. Release, copy, paste, move them down, move them closer, balance. Okay, here, this position is perfect. Balance them like that. So if I move that line close, then I draw another one I think we have now a battery because it's more than one cell, so that becomes a battery. But there is another one whereby we do this. Let me copy this to, I copy and paste. Let me have them somewhere here. I have the positive. Let me bring down the negative. I could have copied the negative, but it's okay. So let me push it down up to this point. Then now I'm going to have the last positive terminal. That's what I mean at this point. Okay, no. Yes. Okay, so I need this. It's my positive terminal. Let me place it somewhere here and have my negative terminal. And I'm going to push it using the arrow keys because I don't want to be distorted. So I push it balance like that. So in between here, let me first have this horizontal line, the finishing line like that. In between here, I'm going to place the dots. The dots I'm going to place, I can decide to be creative. So let me use the line tool, but I change the type of the line to the dash. So when I have that, I can draw a line, let's say from here all the way to this point. I want to increase the thickness, so I'll change from 1 to maybe 1.5. First I have to select the line. Yes, from 1 to 1.5. That's thick enough, so I push it up. Yes, to a place there. So if I disable the grid, I'll form a battery. So we can name this battery. You make it bold. You can place it here. You can duplicate and place it here. So we are going to have two type of batteries like that. Yeah, in whichever way. Yeah? But I normally you can use dots or you can use dashes here to say that there are more other cells in between which makes up the battery. So we said we click closing and we are going to have the two objects at this point. Then let's go to the resistor. A resistor will repeat the same. We insert the object, we go to FX draw, we open. Okay, so once it open, we know a resistor. We are going to use the rectangle tool and align. So the rectangle tool, I'm going to select the rectangle tool and draw a rectangle like this one. Sorry, I have not changed, so let me change the line to solid line. I'm going to draw a rectangle like this one. Then the thickness is 5. Let me 1.5. Let me reduce this to 1. 1 is about, so it's okay. So 1, yes, 1. So let me have a line going this way and another line going this way. So this is called a fixed resistor. You can name it. You can name this as fixed resistor. You make it bold. You drag it near the object. That's a fixed resistor. And by the way, now that you have known how to draw this resistor, you can draw a variable resistor by implementing something. So I will leave that one for you just to navigate on how to make the variable resistor. In this case, let me save this one and say we are through with a resistor. So I'm going to find it here like that. Okay, now next online is the chart flow. The reaction chart flow. The reaction chart flow here, it's the one like we make, for instance, in chemistry. where we want to flow, you know, like the solving process, this comes from here, goes to there. Yeah, so we are going to make something similar to that. So I will open the FX draw, double click here, let it open. We have it here. So we are eventually going to utilize the rectangles here, the rectangle tool. So at this we say the process starts here. We are going to have the next process, which will come here, another process down here. I'm just drawing another process down there. We can have another process here. It's just a random. I don't know which process I'm drawing, but I'm just drawing. Yeah. So from here, if we have this flow, we can use what we call arrows. The arrows, we are going to use the line tool, but in this time we are going to edit this line. So I would say from that point, from that first rectangle to the next rectangle, I'm going to have an arrow showing the direction of the reaction, like that one. Then the reaction came down. When it came down, I will edit and say that so that it can have an arrow like that one. Then kufikia hapa, labda tulikuwa na double elements zenye zinaenda kutokea pale mbele. So I'm going to draw a line up to that point. Okay, let me click here. I draw it backward here, like that, such that I have now a vertical line. I have a vertical line which will connect these two, like this, hivyo na hapo. Haya, so from here we can edit huyu tumweke the end arrow. We reduce the size, na huyu pia tumweke end arrow. We put the end arrow, we reduce the size to 3. I can say 3, that's okay. Yeah. So then we do the labeling. You can say that this is process A. Process A. Process A, we don't know the name, so tunaweza iweka hapa katikati. Then this hapo ndani tunaweza andika kitu kama solid P. Solid P tunaiweka wapi? Hapa ndani. So there was maybe heating. Now you put heating, maybe cooling, I don't know, but I'm showing you how you can make a flowchart. Then from there you can repeat. Now this one I can copy, not that one. I want the liquid X bolt. I come and place it here. Liquid X. Tuseme hapa hiyo process ni heating. That is a heating process. So the heating process ni hapa. We heat, it gives us solid Q. Place it inside here. Then there is a process here. You can label it Y. Maybe Y would be beautiful. Come and say this is Y. Identify what takes place at Y. Yes, that's a question. Then we're going to have H2O. H2O is water. H2O. No, this division. H2O. Water boiled. See, now this gives you water, and this one gives you gas Q. Don't mind, these are just we said these are just namings. Once done like that, remove the grid, see how it's going to look like, close the system. For you to save it, you come here and you find your reaction flowchart ready for you. Okay, let's proceed to paper. Let's proceed to paper chromatography. This one is also similar case. You open the FX draw. Once you have opened, we are going to utilize what we call the rectangle first. We are going to have a rectangle like this one. Okay, we enable the grid, that's okay. Then let's have a baseline and a solvent front. And a solvent front like that one. You can label or not label, whichever. So you are going to have maybe substance A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. So I'm using the naming, the point. So I click here, I drag, I say this is A. I come here, drag, I say this is B. I come here, drag, I say this is C. This is D. Then finally we have E, like that. Then we can use the same dots. So kulikuwa na food substance hapo, ingine hapa, ingine hapa, ingine kaja. Now we are placing randomly, and I'm using the same mark points. I'm just clicking once. We can drag it with name, so I'm clicking once, like this, just randomly. Then I'm going to have this here and here. So you leave that, you have your paper chromatography. You click save. I've not named, I've just left them intentionally. Instead of naming the solvent front here and the baseline here, etc., I can just leave it, close, and it gets saved. It is here. Alright, then let's go to number 4, the circuit diagrams. The circuit diagram, in this case we are going to draw a very simple circuit diagram. So insert the text, the object. Okay, let load. Okay, ndio hiyo imefungua. Ishafungua hivyo. A circuit diagram, we know it comprises of a cell, a switch, wires, and also maybe a component. In this case, we tunaenda kutumia resistor as a component. So what do I need? I need the line tool. I'm going to have the first wire down here, where I'm going to have a dry cell. I'm using a single dry cell. So I draw a vertical line of 10 mm. 10 mm. Okay. I duplicate, I reduce the size to 5 mm. I say that's okay. I push it up. I push it closer. That point, I say now that's okay. I can have now another line extending this side to a point here. We'll extend this one maybe to this point. I'm going to go up to a position where I'm going to have a switch by making such a deviation from the main line. So I will go up like that one. I go across. At this point is where I'm going to have my fixed resistor. Can be a fixed. Okay, it's just a component. You can try. You can use a bulb, filament, etc. So for my case, let me use this resistor because it is faster when constructing I go across to a point where I'm going to have this line meeting the base line, this one here. Then you can do labeling. What am I missing? Dry cell, wires, switch, and the resistor. So you can do the labeling. Maybe we say that now this is resistor, move it close. We can have this as a switch, move it close here. You can have this as a cell, move it close here, and of course the remaining are the wires. So you click on close and it will save your symbol circuit diagram. You can add, okay, there is a nini hapa nimeona kwamba kameachana kidogo. So what do? I double click on this object. It will take me back to the FX draw. I will now correct it either by reducing this one. There are two lines here. So I will edit and let's see 20. Can leave maybe at 20.6. Let's say that's too little. Maybe 26. What if we remove this point? Okay, so that can okay, I've seen, because they are already conjoined. So I'm going to undo because they are already fixed. So I'm going to disable it and then now draw another line like that one. I think if now I close, I'm not going to have, I'm going to have something clear like that one. I think that that's okay. Let's move further down here. Types of rays. We have a parallel rays, we have a divergent rays, and we have a convergent rays. Those are we are going to draw the three of them here. But we know rays we are going to use line tool and arrows. So let it open. Yes, once I open, I'm going to have, I'll start with a parallel. 1, 2, 3. These lines I'm going to place arrows by editing properties and saying the middle arrow, this one, we reduce the size. Then the following we do the same. Yes, yeah, now we are through with parallel rays. Let's go to convergent rays. They converge, so I'm going to draw them here. I'm going to have that ray like that, second ray like this one, then the third ray to come here like that. So I will place also the arrows. The arrows will determine, so the middle arrow, I reduce it up to size 3. Okay, so I edit the second one. Yes, now finally we have divergent rays. Divergent rays, they diverge outward. So I'm going to have them starting from this point. They go up like this one. Yes, now we are through by with putting the arrows to show the direction of rays. So we have three: we have parallel, we have converging, and we have diverging. You can label them the way I've shown using the text box here. Label them. So what do? We close. Okay, we said once you close, you find them here, but you really needed to name them. You have seen, oh, you did not give them names, so you double click on it. Then now come to the text tool, text bar, click and drag. No, that one, we have it like this. Okay, let me delete this one, it's too big. Yes, drag it, say this is parallel rays. Then now I can duplicate the same here and edit. I right click and say these are converging rays. Just extend this one like this. Then finally I say these are diverging rays. Good. Now save. There you are. Now you have your types of rays. And remember, as I had said earlier, that these are only skills, giving you basic skills. You can do better than I do here. I already said that one. So I'm only just giving you skills, so now you can perfect, or now you can do much better than me here. So I go to the reflection service. Let me go to the reflection services. Here I mean what? Actually, it's reflecting services, not reflection services. It should be reflecting services. Reflecting services. Yeah, sure. So let's open up. Let's open it up. Types of plain service, we have plain service and also the curved services. For plain services, we draw a line like this one. Then after that, what do? We want to shade one side to make it to be the painted side. The other side opposite, it would be the reflecting surface. So let me use what do I use here? Let me see if I can use the rectangle tool. I use the rectangle tool. I draw a rectangle down there. Remember, we have a line and a rectangle, but the rectangle is overlapping on the line. Is it overlapping? Yeah, sure. So what do I do here? I come to the brush. I want to change the pattern to the diagonals. The color should be black. So I will shade inside the rectangle like that. But what do? I come and select now the rectangle alone. How it is that one, and I change the color to white, or like that. What do I leave with here? Natural now reflect surface, which is very okay. You can now decide to have your normal. Let's have a normal to the surface. Then we have our incident ray, and we have our reflected ray. Let's have our reflected ray like that. You can put arrows, edit properties, cut this arrow, reduce the size. But since I drew from the surface outward, I will say reverse. When I reverse now, it's when it's going to point downward like that one. For this one, I don't need to reverse because it's supposed to take that direction. So I say okay, like that one. So you can also mark using the angle marking tool. You can mark this angle or that angle like that. You can remove the you can remove them and remove, say, no arrows. Ndio ulize mwanafunzi, what is that angle? What is that angle? You can decide to say if this is 30 degrees. 30 degrees, no arrows. And nikasukume juu kidogo hapo. Then naweza muuliza what is the angle x? What will be your x degrees? Bold. Mweke hapo. Yeah. Hiyo ni plane service. What do I do here? Next, I'm going to have a curved service, and the curved service, normally what we test is the concave and convex. So for concave, I'm going to use an arc tool. This is the arc tool said. Come and click. See the arc tool defined by 3 points. Yes, this one. Click 1 point, drag down, click there, and have it like this one. Let's say this one. Then I'm going to copy and paste the same arc. I'm going to tell you the reason as to why I'm doing that, because I want to shade. That's the reason actually. I want to shade. Let me reduce the size. Let me see how it's going to be. Let's see at this point. No. Come here. No. Here. We leave you there. We shade using the paintbrush. Click inside here. And now make the second arc to be white. So this is a convex. That's a convex reflector. Then finally we do the same for concave using the arc. Drag to your desired position, pull it outward like this one. You can have it here like this one. We duplicate the same, push it in, push it so I'm slow. We're going to drag it faster. Now let's say here, when we reach there, we can decide to link the two like that one na hiyo hapo. Tukishapata hivyo, I'm supposed to shade from outside. Yes, so that it's going to be a concave from the inside. Sure, I have seen. So click on the paintbrush, click inside here. Now make the outer one to be colorless. This one, make it to be colorless. So you have your concave reflector. So shape close here to have the reflecting surface here. Then we have moments. We know it involves what do we say this? Let's see. Under moments, we have a uniform rod, we have a pivot. So uniform rod, we are going to use the rectangle tool, drag it across the screen, that point. Then a pivot, I'm going to use a triangle, and this isosceles triangle is okay. So I click here point, I drag and I pull it up like that. I say now that's an supporting all the pivot. Then I'm going to have something to hold an upward force. This time this force is going to be the clockwise force. I will have something like a straight line hang from a service, like this. Yes, and this service tumesema tunaweza tumia rectangle hivyo tuchaze, we fill with that shading, then we make the rectangle to be what? To be clear, like that. Then from there you can name, this is point A, maybe distance X. From this point, maybe the point of support, you can have a vertical line like that one, and come and pick what we call the dimensions. You click here to here, you drag it up, and you write that's your distance X. You mark the other points. You mark this point to be maybe you are 0. It can be 0 or 100, or from here point 0 or 100, or A. Shift A. Okay, move it closer. A, and make this to be B, like that one. Yes, you can add so many things here. You close, and you find your moment here. Yes, like that one. Then we have magnets. Let's see how we can draw magnets. You know, we have some types of magnets, but I will show you how you can draw a bar magnet. A bar magnet, we understand we are going to use what? A rectangle tool. We are going to use a rectangle tool for us to be able to draw a magnet. Rectangle tool, use them, drag and cross across the screen. Release one point. I want to mark this point to be the north pole. I will close it like that, come and fill with a solid color, and this color to be red. Yes, normally the north pole we shade it using a red. So this line yenye tumechora hapa tunaweza make ikue colorless white. So I'm going to have something like that, so that we know this is south. But you can now label. You can label without even using this color, because in exams we don't test the colors. We test the we use the letters to represent the poles. But I'm just trying to be creative, because industrial magnets, the north pole always shaded red, when aqua red. So we can have the same by grouping. Oh, I'm grouping because I already shaded this one, so it cannot accept. So I will copy and paste. This has gone. There here. I'm able to see it here, but because it is colorless, so we do the same. Let me do that. Let me do this. Wacha nitoe your color na nitoe your line, so that I'm going to have a north pole, north, and a south pole. So let this be a north, let this be a north, and the other one to be a south pole. So from here you can manipulate the way you want. You can have so many magnets. You can have so many magnets here arranged, and maybe asking temporality of each magnet. Yeah. So what else can you do here? I'm giving you that task. Make a second bar magnet and keep it using keepers. Have the keepers. You know how the keepers are drawn here? Have them. I already given that assignment. Yeah. So we close. We find that there is what we call a bar magnet waiting for us here. Okay. Let's go to Eclipse. The Eclipse, and this time tutachora eclipse, solar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, you can practice on it. We try to draw the solar eclipse, and we know in eclipse the sun is always bigger than the other two. So I'm going to use the circle tool. I'm going to have this as my sun, that diameter. Then far away, I'm going to have a moon, a smaller moon, then relatively a bigger earth like that one, far away. So what do I need next? I'm going to use line to represent the rays from the sun to the earth. But remember, the moon is in between. So I'm going to have a tangent that's going to run from, first, are they in line? Let me confirm if they are in line. I want to see if they are in line. Yeah, they are in line. So let me have a ray that runs from the tangent of the sun here, where you come here. I'm going to have a ray goes down to this point, so which means I'm going to decrease the size of the earth a bit, the diameter. I'm just increasing the diameter of the earth. Yes, that point. So I'll do it again. Yes, exactly. Now this is what I wanted. Yeah. The other one, I do the same. Here. Yes, like that. Once I have the two, these two are going to form what we call the penumbra. So let me have an umbra ray that will be focused here. Here, the same with this one. Where you form. Yes. Form the umbra there. Good. So I'm going to shade total darkness, so the color should be black. I pick the brush and shade inside here. Then the other one should be lighter. This one can use a gray. The umbra side you can use a gray color, but that one is too intense. Let me make it somehow lighter here and here. You can label this is the sun. Label this is the earth, and of course the moon. Place it here. The moon. What are we missing here? We have not indicated the direction of the rays, so tunaweza ziekea the arrows za katikati, the middle arrows. Move it. Same with this one. Edit properties, middle line, like that one. Good. Now we are through. Close and have your eclipse of the sun drawn here. I said you can now practice on the lunar eclipse of the moon. This one, eclipse of the solar eclipse. Okay, let's go to the second last, which is importing the file. How do we import a file? Importing a file means you are going to get a picture from the internet. Let me power up my browser. Let's say I want to import a picture of Bunsen burner. Burner. Okay, burner. Forgive. I'll just ignore the typo. Okay, I want to open the images, and I want to use which burner? Let's go with this one. Open. Okay, forgive my internet is slow a bit. Just right click on it, save image. I want to save the image. Let's go to the download, save. Okay, you can name it to Bunsen. You save it. Now we want to import a file using which we are going to use in our design. So let me open up the FX drawer, double click to open. Once it opens, there is that picture we want to import. It is under the rectangle tool. Come to import picture, drag the correct size of the canvas, but you can still change at any time. Once you release the mouse, you are going to be redirected the file directly. So open, and your picture is going to appear here. So this picture can be reduced in size. You can resize it the way you want. See, but don't distort it much further because it might lose its pixels. So from here you can now maybe add something. You can draw like a tripod stand here. You can place a flame here, and maybe a boiling water. But if you can get one which has a a flame like this one, you can pick this one and import and do the same. So what we do here, where is that? Yeah. So that's how we import. We import some. You can import any picture you want, then you use in your design. Yeah. So we close. We have seen how to import the picture. Close. Save. Yes, save. Good. Then now finally the pulley system. The pulley system, we know it's going to have some wheels, and we have the belts, the strings. Yeah, so I'm basically showing you the block and the tackle. Let me have attaching service, mahali itakuwa attached at that point. We said with what we shade this service, and make the rectangle to be white or colorless, like that one. Now we need wheels, let me call them pulleys or wheels, of different diameters. The first wheel will be larger diameter, the second one will be second largest, tuseme hivyo, na kamwisho kakue kadogo, but si sana. Acha niongeze hii, naona imekuwa kubwa sana kiyo, ama kwa sawa, kama hii ndio nafaa kuongeza kidogo. Toka let's say that point, and alafu ndio nisukume hapa, ndio nisukume hapa. Yes, I'm going to have the same. That's the block and tackle. Let me select them and move them hapo katikati, alafu chini. Zimekuwa kubwa zimekuwa kubwa, lakini let me show you. I'm just showing you. Select the line tool, click on the circumference of one of the wheel, draw a line up to the service, repeat the same, but itaenda kwa nono sana, so acha nikaeke hapa. na hapa hivyo. Now that I don't want kuipitisha hapa juu, I will come and draw. So in this case I need what? I need a line that will guide me. So nichore a vertical line like that one. They are going to guide me. So I'm going to click here, draw down this point. Good. Now I remove my markers. I'm going to have now that width aligned like that. Niekele msumari katikati ionekane iko na point of rotation, point ina rotatea. I go down here, draw the wheels. May have that diameter, maybe this one. That one is okay. So I pull it down here and make sure that they are in line. Do the same here, lakini sasa nitasukuma chini kidogo ili nipe nafasi. Na huyu pia nimlete chini kidogo, maybe there. Then what do? I repeat the same. And in this case, because I want them to be in line, I'll have vertical lines dropping like that one. Ndio nikuje niongeze haka. Good. Now I remove the guide. So what do? Iko nje, lakini forgive me. Aka kako nje kidogo, na karudisha ndani hivyo. Yes, at least kakue hivyo. I know there are some, it's not that perfect, so you forgive me for that. I want you to perfect from here. Now let's put the strings. We start with a string coming from this point. We are using the line tool to the circumference. Then we are going to have another string coming down like that. We are going to have another string going up like that one. We are going to have a string going down. Then you want to have another string going up. They are too close, I know, because the diameter. Don't repeat this, because the diameter is almost the same, so that's why these strings are too close. So I'm going to have the effort. What are we missing? Lines, edit properties, the arrows. Reduce this one, that's your effort. Hii unaweza iwekea katikati, middle, reduce the size. Haya, mwenye namfuata nayo mweke arrow, maybe 2. Haya, mwenye namfuata nayo ni arrow, mwekea tu hapo. Haya, unayo mweke arrow 2 that's okay. Then finally this one, the middle arrow, reduce it like that. So that's your pulley system. Weka msumari hapa na hapa like that. So umetengeneza pulley system yako. Save. Once you save, you find it here waiting for you. It is here waiting for you. Yes, so I think I've tried to cover the selected areas that I saw. I repeat again, these are just only showing you how to navigate through the system and how you can use various components in this system to have your drawings that you desire. Remember, we are manipulating this system. Ideally, it's supposed to do mathematical work, but we are manipulating it so keenly so that we can have other diagrams that we can. So I believe we are now okay, and if there will be any questions, you can always ask in our WhatsApp group. So till next time, bye bye.